less than 6 months. Swept through the country, used mostly the Air Force to destroy oil fields, and just
They just bombed the fuck out of him, didn't
yeah, it really just bombed everything and swept through the country, and not they didn't topple the regime at the time, but they did win the war.
What's going on?
I'm giving them a history lesson. I sell history lessons.
they? The Articles of Confederation.
Yeah, I could talk about the Articles of Confederation. So so basically, when America was founded, they needed a government to run the country. So they created this cool thing called the Articles of Confederation, which basically loosely tied all of the states together under a weak federal government. The Constitution came after the Articles of Confederation, but it basically loosely tied all of the states together and made it the way it was written made it almost impossible to get anything done because it required 9 out of the 13 states to agree on anything to get anything passed. So nothing ever got done. So they scrapped that and replaced it with a constitution.
Can you do something about the Civil War?
The Civil War? Yeah, sure. Wait, what? The American Civil War?
Yeah.
All right, sure. So, the American Civil War was in from 1861 to 1864, and basically, what happened was the South, later the Confederate States of America, disagreed with the North's policy of on slavery and economic issues because the North was at the time mostly industrialized and the South was mostly rural and still relied on slave labor. And at the time, America was one of the last countries to abolish slavery. Britain had abolished slavery since like the 1500s. But America, the
Was that
South.
part of the reason they left Britain?
Well, yeah, that was part of the reason that America left Britain, wanted to secede from Britain, was because Britain outlawed slave labor, and America relied on slave labor. But anyway, the Confederate States of America seceded from the Union, which began a 3-year conflict, which ended when the North basically decided to destroy all of the crops and land that the South had, and swept through and besieged the capital
Who was
of
the South and North?
the South was the Confederate States of America. So the Confederate States of America were made up of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas,
I was South. We won.
and like 2 other states I can't remember.
West Virginia was included at some point.
Well, West Virginia, interestingly enough, West Virginia became a state because of the Civil War. Because Virginia was one state at the time, and then West Virginia disagreed with Virginia's slave policy, and when Virginia seceded, West Virginia did not, and it became its own state. But basically,
They were separated by a line which had a name.
basically
Yeah.
the North won. So yeah,
Can you do something about the evolution of that machine?
the what?
Can you do something about like the evolution of machines?
Yeah, sure.
Evolution of machines.
So basically, for like a really, really, really long time, nothing much happened, like in regards to machinery. The first really major industrial machine was the printing press, which is arguably one of the most important inventions in modern society. It created it. Well, the light bulb came after the printing press. The printing press was invented in the late 1500s. But it allowed for the widespread printing of any textile, mostly the Bible at the time. Because at the time the printing press was invented, the Catholic Church was facing major issues with Protestantism, which is basically a revolution against the Catholic Church in the early 1500s, and it allowed for Protestantism to print their beliefs and spread them. And then after that, the next major invention really didn't occur until factories allowed for the mass production of pretty much anything. Factories, including the factories, led to the production of things like clothing, cars, a lot of things that we use today and take for granted. And then from the Industrial Revolution onwards, there's really a long list of inventions that is kind of difficult to remember every single one.
Big part of it was the mass adoption of alternating current over DC current, which was basically allowed for the transmission of power over like longer distances than would have been previously possible. So now we can, send power miles without a repeater station, whereas DC power, you get, I think, a mile before you have to have a repeater station. And the wires have to be a lot thicker and more numerous. So this essentially, that was a really big step, was getting alternating current to be feasible.
Yeah. And then the biggest invention in my life, and probably most of our lives, was the computer, and subsequently afterwards the internet. The actual computer was invented in the 1920s, but the computer that we know today was the 80s or late 70s.
Yeah, that's a long and complicated history, and who exactly can get the credit for inventing the first computer is disputed, but it is essentially a lot of pieces came together from a lot of different people. So we've got the GUI from Apple, we've got a lot of the original hardware from IBM, and then we've got branding from every computer manufacturer you know today.
Yep. And without the computer, without the computer or the internet, we wouldn't be on the server right now. It's hard to move and talk at the same time.
The internet is a whole different story.
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to talk about that.
What do you mean 7?
What?
So what else can you do? What other history are you gonna do?
Like anything from.
Deforestation.
Okay. So basically, deforestation has always been a thing because people have always needed firewood to keep warm in the winter, but it's gotten really, really bad because of the continued what's the word that I'm looking for? The continued what's the word for
mostly the industrialization
yeah.
issue. So tying into what we were talking about before with the mechanization of logging and it being possible to do it on a massive scale, we're cutting down trees faster than they can grow. So, people talking about using paper as contributing to deforestation, but if you think about it, as an industry, the paper people have a vested interest in keeping trees alive because otherwise they can't make money. But as it is, the demand for paper products is, higher than the rate at which we can grow trees, hence the, net loss in the trees on Earth. So therein lies the issue.
Yeah.
We've lived.
We've lived.
That's how we know so much.
I know a lot because of different reasons, but yeah.
No, it's about the same.
I haven't lived that as long as he has, but yeah. I still know
I'm
more.
allowed to say fuck on the server.
You're not?
Oh,
Thank you for the shopping unit. I wish I could talk to them.
I know, right?
Push X.
Oh,
Me, it's
X is
T.
not my bound key. It's right shift, but that doesn't work.
Oh
And
yeah,
I-
you can buy
I
a meme.
rebound it- I rebound it to equals, and that still doesn't.
Oh yeah, I have one nice and ready.
Oh God.
God damn it.
What's buying a man?
It's
Oh my
you
god.
purchase a meme.
What's that mean?
It's a wait. Okay.
Who is this person?
Child.
I am on the desk now.
A banana. This pony is Kanye West.
Yeah,
He's literally Kanye West. It's pretty lit.
dude, can we get a? Oh, what's his name?
What? What, Max?
Watch a movie.
I mean, yeah, sure. You just gotta. Here, hold on. Oh, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
So go into the options.
C.
If you hold C,
Yeah, if you hold C, go to where it says M player.
You're not talking.
Oh, go to where it says M player if you hold C, and then click that, and then it should bring up a little thing. Go click subscribe to, and then click my name in the list.
None of them answer.
All right, let's go to B movie.
It's a bolted blood. That's the one you want to hit.
B movie. B movie.
Max, ask them what they're learning out in school for me.
I don't really want to. You can just use the chat.
Whoa, is Kanye West? They won't answer me.
So, like, what subject?
What?
Or try. Let's see. It's calmed down a bit.
What do you want?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out.
What did that person say?
It's not playing. It's not playing for me either.
Well, it's because nothing's playing yet. I haven't put it
Right.
in. I haven't put it in yet.
Yeah, just sit tight. We getting some memes for you.
Kanye, pick my
Dude, Kanye, take my energy.
What movie do you? Oh, Turkish Star Wars.
Dude, can we get
What's the Star Wars? The Chinese Star Wars?
Oh, Backstroke of the West?
Yeah.
There's like the full movie and then some highlight videos.
Backstroke of the West. Star
Like that,
Wars:
you
The
guys
Third
know.
Gathers. Backstroke of the West.
Yeah, the third gathers. I can never remember that.
backstroke.
Why are you asking them to teach us something? They don't know. I guarantee
I
you,
know.
I know everything that they know.
Well, because I want to.
This person's butt is sticking through the couch. Is this the full movie?
Yes, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long.
That's longer. Is that longer than the original one?
No, that is the length of the original.
It's just a long ass movie.
Yeah.
Why are there? Oh, they've subtitled it as well.
Yeah. No, so you can understand it.
Star Wars. Star Wars. Why couldn't they?